Next, we have Peter's Best of Saturn.
Which is Worms, one of my favorite games of all time.
Okay, please talk about this, because you're automatically, by holding that opinion, you're going to know more about it than I do. I own a copy of it.
I'm the wormy man.
Okay, I own a long box copy of this because I felt like it was one of those games that deserved to be added to a collection. But when I fired it up, I was disappointed. I was a little disappointed because I was expecting a more fleshed out version of Death Tank Zwei, you know? I don't know if you've played the Death Tank games that are included in the lobotomy games, you know? But I was kind of
no, I know what you mean. Yeah.
I was expecting like a Pocket Tanks or like Death Tank Zwei, and it's a little different. So can you talk about it?
Well, the thing you have to keep in mind is that this was the first Worms game on the PC. Like, this is the first iteration, not like the ones we get later on.
Right.
Excuse me, in the life of the Worms series. Like, this is like back to basics. So
right.
basically Team 17's the ones that have been behind Worms, that have been doing all the Worms like on mobile and the PC and stuff. And it really is it's an artillery game. So like the Death Tank, where you start it's like a giant map. You start the round with like weapon sets and stuff, and you drop the bombs in your Worms and the enemy Worms, and you can even hit your teammates and stuff. So I think the biggest challenge is to kill those Worms, but not kill your own, and just kill them. And it's like a humor game. It's like they have like funny things like the holy hand grenade, where they throw it and just nukes the entire map.
Yes.
Like they have stuff like kicking people into water and stuff. It's a lot of fun. This is actually what got me into PC gaming as a whole, because I remember playing this like at LAN centers with people, and it was a blast.
Nice.
It was that in Counter-Strike 1.5, some of my favorite memories of PC gaming, and what hooked me to get back into it after years of not doing it and being console only.
Right. And I mean, people talk about, real quick though, people talk about like the Saturn Bomberman's 10-player mode being impressive. This thing supports up to 16 players. Oh, but you got to passing the controller. Okay, all right. It was not like 16 players simultaneous.
Yeah, because it's a turn-based game. So
I got you. All right, cool.
Yeah, it's a ton of fun. The funny thing is that I actually got a Japanese copy of it, and there's pretty much no translation to it. It just is one-to-one the English copy of it.
Really? Nice.
So yeah, it's pretty funny, and it's kind of funny to see that, because I actually have a Japanese copy. That's one of the first Saturn games I ever got. And it's all right. Like I said, it's rough around the edges because it is the first Worms game, but I mean, it seems one-to-one to what I played back in the day.
Do you think that you think it's a good port?
I think it's okay. The controls were kind of weird to get used to because I'm used to PC controls.
Right.
But it wasn't too bad.
I noticed Peter said that it is mouse compatible. So that's good. Yeah, mouse compatible. So for folks who have a Saturn mouse, shuttle mouse or whatever, there you go. That's cool. I mean, I definitely I need to play my copy more, you know, because it's one of those ones where I was like, initially I think it was a matter of expectation versus reality, but I just need to kind of like get accustomed to what it is and how it does things different than like Death Tank, for example. But yeah, it seemed like humor was a huge part of this. That was just basically like a core.
Yeah, the thing is that at that time it didn't establish the Worms art style that it was known for. Yeah. So it's definitely rough around the edge. Like I said, it's definitely like an early iteration of that. So if I were to recommend playing a Worms game, I wouldn't recommend this one.
Really, what one would you recommend?
Something like Worms Armageddon probably is one of the best versions on PC.
Okay. Did that get a port to Dreamcast?
Actually, I think it did. Actually.
Yeah, I think so.
I'll have to double check. I don't remember. It might have been Worms 3D or something. I don't remember, but it could have been. I believe so. I'll have to double check.
Or PS2 or something like that.
Yeah, there's some ports. I could have sworn there's a Worms game on this Dreamcast, so that might have been it.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, highly recommend playing that series if you haven't. It's one of my favorites of all time.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna give it a second look.